Okay, I did a video on the 5 benefits of making a short film. Today I want to do a video on how to make a short film on your smartphone, and is that a feasible option? It definitely is. These days, the smartphones have cameras that are almost like equivalent of 60mm film, right? You can shoot something and it's in this HD quality and then even put some type of color effect on it or some type of video effect on it that would give it that film look or whatever you want to do to it, meaning there's options when you're shooting something on your smartphone. So what's cool about it is, and this is something, by the way, there's definitely other YouTube videos that you should even check out that would do kind of interesting camera techniques. But what I'm getting at is that you can really experiment because it's such a small thing, right? Here's my phone, it's very small, and you could take it and do all kinds of stuff. You could put it on a remote control car and drive that car right up to, the person that's lying flat on the ground and passed out, and you drive that car right up. And so there's your tracking shot that just comes in real quick onto the person. But you see this all the time, people doing crazy shots, throwing their phone up in the air and getting some type of twirling shot on the way down. And so it's a way to make a shot or compose a shot and be super creative with it, right? So that's what's one of the benefits of doing a short film on your smartphone. Then you could take it and you could take all that footage and then start pulling it into whatever editing software you have, if you're the editor or whoever the editor is, Premiere, let's just say, and you start piecing that footage together. And then the best part is if you could pull it off the phone or store it in the cloud or something like that, and then ultimately store it on your hard drives, there's unlimited footage, right? When I started in this business and we did 16mm film or 35mm film, there was always a time limit. I believe, if memory serves me correctly, it was like 11 minutes, I think, was a 35mm reel. So you had to do everything within 11 minutes. And so if you think about it, you shot a 4-minute scene, right? You could do it twice, and then the third time you'd hear somebody go roll out, and it was like, you didn't get to finish that scene on the third time, and so that was always a problem. There's not as much of that. Obviously, there's phone storage and things like that, but if you could pull it off the phone and put it onto an external hard drive or something like that, you have much better options. So you have all kinds of ways to experiment with it. Now, the best part about that is then you can now build an audience for your work. Look, you have at your disposal an HD camera. If you have a high-end smartphone, and really almost all of them these days have certain resolutions that are, as long as you don't have a phone that came out 10 years ago, you're most likely have a really good resolution with your phone. And what's cool about that is that you've taken that off the table as far as access to high-end equipment. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can make that image work for you for your smartphone. The one thing that I'll say that's something that you definitely need to watch out for is don't try to record the sound just from this speaker. Like, if I was just shooting this, I wouldn't be trying to record the sound from here. If you could find a way to record the sound either externally or through a different app or something where there's a microphone plug-in, and there's all kinds of stuff you can buy that could be the microphone plug-in, the shotgun mic, the wireless mic, something like that. You want professional sound. Truly, the picture is forgivable if the sound is professional. So make sure that you have good sound, but then the best part is when you've shot something on your smartphone, you do some kind of creative shots and things like that, you now have something that you can submit to film festivals and could become a calling card for you. But the thing that I want to stress the most is when you're shooting a short film on your smartphone, think of it as just another type of camera, right? Meaning you don't go, well, it's my iPhone, I can do whatever I want with it and just kind of roll things and swish over here and that and that. Shoot it like you're shooting a film and treat it like this is your professional camera. And if you do that and you have that mindset, then the iPhone or the smartphone, whatever it is, becomes just another tool to get to your vision.